You're listening to the sexiest podcast on the internet. Two strangers, one podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Just search for Two Strangers, One Podcast. For Android users, we are also available on the Stitcher app in the Play Store for Google.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. We have a special episode from you. Right now, it's just me without Kristen. I'm coming to you almost live from the Two Strangers, One Podcast studio. This episode is a special episode because it's basically an hour-long phone interview with Cordero Ulloa. Cordero has his own podcast called Livin' Lame. They're also on iTunes. They're also on Stitcher. So if you're a fan of this show, you'd probably like their stuff. So you could check them out on iTunes and Stitcher. Just looking up Livin', Livin, apostrophe dash lame, and you can find them on iTunes and Stitcher. It was the first time we were trying out this equipment. There's a little static. Please bear with us. It's a great interview. It's a really funny call. And you have an exclusive. You heard it here first on Two Strangers, One Podcast. Cordero gives us the name of his new band. And towards the end of the episode, a track that he wrote and his new lead guitarist did a great solo for. It's called Have a Brew. You'll definitely enjoy it. So next up, you're just going to hear the phone call. It's really funny. I hope you enjoy it. And stay tuned. And thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. This is Chris signing out, but keep your ears open because we have a great show for you.
Hello?
Hello, Cordero.
How you doing, man?
How you doing? For the audience, this is we're calling our buddy Cordero Ulloa from the Livin' Lame.
Dude, that's rare that people get that right.
Well, remember, you and I are Latin brothers, so I could get it down right. There is a bit of a delay, so just if we sound funny to you, that's where.
Just ignore it. Little West Coast love we got going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really happy that we're actually able to connect like this.
Yeah, and we're kind of testing. How do we sound on your end? I mean, I know we're getting a little technical, and this is probably boring to the audience, but do we sound?
You sound fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Chris is a techie, so he knows how to hook everything up.
Yeah. So you and your buddies do a podcast called Livin' Lame, right?
Yeah.
Livin, no G, lame.
No G, but the thing is, like when you plugged this last time, when they search for us, they have to put the apostrophe and the hyphen in between.
Oh, so there's an apostrophe after the N.
And then a hyphen.
And then a hyphen and lame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's kind of annoying, but the name's actually a twist on basically back in high school, me and Dwight were band nerds in high school. We both played tuba. And we used to always, every section in our band had a mascot of sorts. Ours was Sprite, the soda.
Sprite was the mascot?
Yeah, it was the soda, one line soda.
All right, sorry, we're back. Things got a little funky over here. Sound a little sci-fi-ish.
Oh, really?
Okay, so you said your mascot was Sprite.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really have an animal or a symbol or anything. So we always drank Sprite, though, so we decided to use that.
Oh, so something you guys made.
Lemon Lime's a play on lemon lime.
Lemon lime?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
So it wasn't like there was other schools named after soda. It was just you guys made that up.
Yeah, well, I mean, me and Boyd are a couple of fat kids, so they say let's get the sweet, sugariest thing we find, man. Grab a hold of it and never let go.
And so most of the guys in your podcast, because there's like 5 guys, right, or 4?
Lately we've been fully regulars. We actually incorporated another old friend of mine named Joey Fox. Seth was a regular early on, but he like between work and his girlfriend, he doesn't really have a lot of time for much.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
She's like the Yoko Ono, right? The girlfriend's getting in the way.
All right,
I try not to look at it that way. It'll create bad blood.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm playing with buttons over here, and I shouldn't be touching anything.
Yeah, stop.
It's fine. You said this is the first time you've tried this, so a little tweaking is necessary.
Yeah, so you're helping us perfect this technology. Thank you. So you and your guys, you know each other from band in high school, or?
Me and Dwight do. Me and Seth have known each other since freshman year. We met in an English class. Nick and me have been best friends since we were like 5.
Oh, cool.
Wow. And those are like the best friends, like probably closer than any brother or anything like that, because you actually want to be around each other.
Yeah, definitely. We've lived together. Oh man, we've pretty much been up each other's asses for the last God knows how long now.
Now, and like I said, I've been listening to a bunch of episodes. How old are you?
I am just turned 24 on the 23rd of May.
Oh, okay.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. Oh, that's right, because for your birthday you went to the Tenacious D concert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was an amazing show, man. If you're interested and you have a chance and close, go.
Yeah, because now the funny thing from your podcast, you'd rather go to Oregon, out of state, than go to the Oakland show?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Oakland at all.
Well, I have a friend, she works right over the bridge in San Francisco from Oakland, and I guess she gets a lot of business. She's a lawyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
super derogatory remarks, am I?
And well, she's a tough girl from New York City, so. Now, the one thing I did notice about your show is you guys are very 420 friendly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty much just me and Kevin and Joey now. Dwight is staunchly against it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of weird in that sense.
Now, now we're back. And you know what it is? I just ordered some RAM. I was talking to you about it. I just ordered, this computer only comes with 2 gigs. I bought 8 gigs.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll
yeah, you mentioned that you ordered the RAM. How old is your computer?
It's a late 1998 MacBook Pro, so it's like going on 4 years old now. It was it was a gift to myself when I finished my first book. I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a laptop. And the funny thing is, I never write on this damn thing. The computer I wrote my 2 books on, where it was actually like this old ancient
a typewriter.
That it doesn't even go online because I can't write if I have access to online. I'll end up on YouTube all day.
The IBM.
Oh yeah, Dwight's like that. Like, he has to come over to the apartment where we record the podcast at my apartment, and Dwight has to come over to my apartment on Mondays to come and edit the podcast because he'll do the same thing. He'll just get distracted by all the video games.
Shiny quarter. So, and I mean, I don't want to speak your business, but do you guys have like legitimate card to get the stuff, or is this all under?
Is it medical? Is it for medical reasons?
Yeah, like blindness, anxiety.
I know. I think Kevin is medically sound. Me, not so much. In an early episode, I state that I'm purely for the recreational use of marijuana.
That's awesome. So
I mean, more power to them if they decide to legalize it, but until then, I'm going to enjoy it either way. So.
And and the funny thing is, I myself, I'm like clean and sober. I mean, like when I was a teenager, I smoked tons of weed, and now I don't even drink. But
loser.
But no,
he's living lame.
But the last thing I want to do is step on anybody else's toes. Go right ahead, right? What the fuck you like? It's just my preference. So you now because I asked you, you're well, I'm a sort of reader.
Sort of reader.
You're like me. You're Mexican, but you don't really you don't quote unquote Mexican. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now
this is the whitest Puerto Rican I've ever seen. He looks Jewish, or what else do we say? I was going to say Italian. You look like a sleazy Italian. I love you.
So it's Red Cliff, right? I don't know if it's Red Bluff or Red Cliff.
It's Red Bluff.
Red Bluff. Oh, okay. I had it originally. Right. All right, so it's Red Bluff. Would you say you're the only Mexican there, or is it?
I'm the only.
What was that?
I'm the only. Sorry, you're kind of cutting out on me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe let me talk a little closer to the.
But would you say I was the only Mexican around?
Are you? Or that's what I'm saying. I mean, because like I don't know, like how what's the population out in Red Bluff?
Our town's demographic actually, we're pretty heavily Hispanic.
Oh, okay.
Despite being like a quote-unquote redneck town, and we are, this town hosts one of the biggest rodeos, I guess, in our side of the country. So, so we have the cowboys, we have the Mexicans, we have the white boys, we have a little bit of everything. We're like a little stirring pot of multicultural flavor.
The mixing pot. That's awesome. Okay. But you describe it as like a one-horse town, like you want to get the hell out of there?
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you ever come to New York City, I'll give you the tour. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, honestly, I almost went out that way last year, but I kind of chickened out.
Why?
I was going to go out there and try to crack down a music career, but I pushed out.
Yeah, that's one of my other talking points here. Is I've listened to your music. Does your band have a name, or do you just go by your name?
Well, actually, since I've been actually playing all my writing. I write all my music myself.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just got a lead guitarist.
Yeah.
And we're actually, the name of the band is gonna be called the Eclectics. But you guys are actually the first person I've told outside of my friends. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
You hear to hear exclusive on
Exclusive
podcast.
Look out for the Eclectics.
Yeah, basically, we're calling it that because Phil, my lead guitarist, he's from a heavy metal, classic rock background, and I'm from like a country pop, country rock type background, alt rock, 3 Doors Down type stuff like that.
That'll be a cool mix.
Yeah, and because right now we're just doing this interview apart from the show. Do you have your permission if I play Have a Brew?
Oh yeah, man, that's totally cool with me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was the first song I heard. I mean, other than you do the theme song to your podcast. But Have a Brew is pretty awesome.
We'll have to play it on there.
Thanks, dude. I'm glad you like it. Did you listen to the Live and Lame edit, or did you just listen to the regular one?
Actually, you put it up on Facebook, and I heard both versions.
Okay, if you're going to use it, I suggest using the Live and Lame edit, because there's actually Phil's actually playing on that one with me.
Okay, cool. Definitely.
So there's actually a solo section and stuff I wanted to put in the original song, but I'm definitely a rhythm guitarist. I don't have that technical skill that Phil has, so I tried to kind of get some nuts and pull myself out of this little rinky-dink hole, but I just can't seem to do it. I wish I could.
It's intimidating.
There's something about the place. In my experience, most of the people that live here live here and leave here end up coming back.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of have that weird sense of, should I go? Because if I do, am I just going to be wasting my time until I come back or not?
Right.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, I mean, I've been playing here. I do shows around here all the time. I've been doing shows of my own since last July.
Yeah, you got skills, man. And I'm not trust me, I'm not just saying, if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. You got skills.
Oh, no, man, I could tell by some of your reviews and stuff, like the Avengers and all those. You have a thing that's definitely outside of the regular 90% of most people.
Chris isn't going to lie to anyone.
Well, it's appreciated because, there's nobody wants to be surrounded by yes men. A lot of people want to be surrounded by yes men, but that's what makes them douches.
Okay, and this is something that I just wrote down. You are a huge fan of the show Community.
One more time on that?
You're a huge fan of the show Community?
Oh, man, yeah, it's like my favorite show. I think probably has some of the best rap TV.
Now, of course, and you even mentioned it, that Dan Harmon isn't part of the show anymore.
Yeah, it depressed me. I'm not looking forward to the direction.
Now, Do you think it had anything to do with his feud with Chevy Chase?
Well, yeah, I was reading when it came down to it, he was either going to be one or the other, but honestly, I think Christian kind of played out myself.
Yeah, I honestly thought Chevy Chase would be the one to
Right.
you know.
He's not a big, huge character on there, but, I mean, he is and he isn't. Like, you could do without him.
Yeah, but he's, I mean, I know that he's been like the quote-unquote villain. I guess the anti-villain, I don't know what the hell they call him, but he's just been going through the same rounds over and over again for like the last season and a half, so they just kind of, they could cut the cord and let someone else take the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's playing to a young audience.
Right.
Who cares about Chevy Chase, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And that's it. Chevy Chase still has a lot he could, like, give the comedic world these days. I mean, comedy these days is all about, like, dick and fart jokes. We could use a little more intelligence.
I agree.
Well, just like, Chevy Chase always comes off as such a tool. I don't know if you ever seen, like, his interviews on Howard Stern. Like, not his interviews, but, like, when they send people out to talk to him, because he would never go on Howard Stern. But, like,
Yeah, I heard
he's
he
an
was kind of a
asshole.
cool guy. Yeah. I mean,
Let
Chevy
the fame
Chase, I've
get to
heard,
him.
has always kind of had a reputation for not being very open to suggestion. He doesn't deal well with, like, people he thinks are below him or anything like that,
Yeah.
which is sad, but you got to face there's people like that in the world.
You know, it's just like, you know, if you know, I have grandiose ideas for myself. You know, if I was in charge of a show, you know, to lose that control would be like, you might as well castrate me, you know?
Oh, yeah, especially Dan Harmon. I mean, think about it. Like, that show, you could tell, like, just in, like, reading about who he is and hearing about what he's like, that he put so much of himself and his personality into that show that losing it must be, like, a huge blow.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It just I mean, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Community fan, but, you know.
Who's your favorite character on there?
I like
It has
Abed.
to be.
Or two?
It has to be Abed.
I was going to say Abed. He's funny.
Yeah, Abed. I get
Abed Nadir.
compared to Abed a lot around here in my circles.
So you're the pop culture junkie?
Oh, ridiculously.
Well,
have you been on the site, on the Podbean site, long enough to check out that comment the hater left?
who left? I'm sorry?
There was like a hater comment that we got our first comment, and there was just this dude that totally flamed our page.
Oh,
Talking
shit.
about how we regurgitate pop culture when pretty much everybody does.
Yeah, that's every podcast.
What else are you going to talk about?
Yeah,
It's called pop culture.
Yeah, people talked about things that are meaningful to the NPR anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure there's problems in Darfur. But, you know.
I don't have time to talk about that.
So what about you? I'm interested in the premise of your guys' podcast. What brought you two together exactly?
Well, I
Comedy,
was lonely guy on Craigslist.
That I was a lonely girl looking for a job.
Well, yeah, so, it wasn't in the personals.
Yeah, right. Or like
But she put a post,
regarding
looking for
comedy,
improv comedies in Rochester. And I was part of a troupe here in Rochester called the Village Idiots. And so I said, oh, you got to check out the Village Idiots. You know, out here they play in a place called the Village Gate Mall. And I said, give him a shout. And I guess
we just kind of kept talking back
just
and
started
forth,
going back and
emailing.
now,
And then I said, hey, I would love to do a podcast. And he had the equipment, so I used Chris.
and I've always been a
It was
huge
Kristen's idea
Kevin
to
Smith
start the
fan.
pod?
Well, see, I always wanted to do one.
Well, I know.
And,
You mentioned that.
And when we were talking about just like improv stuff, because Kristen studied in the
At New York City there, I
in
did.
the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, so we
which-
got talking about different comedy that we both done and how he's written a book, and that just out of the blue, I think I was just like, I don't even know, just out of nowhere, I was like, I would love to do a podcast someday.
And my response in email was like one, like all uppercase letters, like,
We gotta
we
do
gotta
it.
do a podcast.
And so we just met, and Two Strangers, One Podcast was born.
So you guys did meet in person for the first time when you did the podcast? The first episode?
Literally.
First
Yep.
episode was the first time she ever came to my house, and the first time we ever met. First time I think we spoke. Because
Yeah.
everything was always text messages and emails.
See, that concept of premise is so intriguing to me. I love listening to you guys because, like, you guys seem like you know each other, but you can tell at the same time you're kind of still trying to figure each other out.
Right. Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, and it's a social experiment.
Yeah.
It's two people meeting. Like,
Dude,
know,
you guys
We don't
are
have the same
amazing.
interests.
you know,
Thank
imagine,
you.
like, you have your friend that you've been friends with since 5. Imagine you had someone tape recording it. You know, it would blow your mind that you go back right now. You go back now and go, oh my god, I can't believe. Remember when we first met? You know,
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But like, what baffles me most about your guys' show is that, like, despite the fact that you just met, like, you guys have a rapport as if you were best friends.
I know. We I would give it to a lot of caffeine that we drink before, so real chatty. But I think we both kind of have that laid back, we'll listen to each other's ideas sort of thing, and then we'll comment, and Chris will either tell me he hates me and hates all my ideas, or he'll agree.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? I love our chemistry. Luckily, it worked out, because if it didn't, I would have just, like, made up some lame excuse. I would have just said, you know.
I'm busy.
I would have said, you know, I can't, you know.
I think since we both had that, I moved. I just suddenly got up and moved. I think since we both had that comedy
Sorry, there's a
background.
little truck going by. I'm standing in the middle of the road outside of my apartment, so my apartment's like a dead zone for my cell phone.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Okay.
Just gotta stand in the middle of the road.
We're going to go live to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Yeah, why standing in the street? I ain't stupid.
Well, you're a big dude, so if a fucking truck hits you...
The truck's gonna be hurt, not you.
I'm bound to take the impact a little bit.
So, you know, so I believe I found you off like Kevin Smith's page or something like that. You're a Kevin Smith fan?
Yeah, oh man, yeah. Shit. I liked his movies, but when he started podcasting is when I really just jumped right in.
Yeah, that's, you know, like I said, I've always been, you know, I briefly, like, I shook his hand outside of a George Carlin show.
Really?
Yeah, when he recorded in the Beekman Theater, because I saw 2 George Carlin specials recorded for HBO, and actually one of them you could see my big giant head. Like, I'm gonna freeze frame it and put it on Facebook one day, but you could see me. I was talking to Kristen about it. You see me and my brother, and for whatever reason, we went to go see George Carlin with shirts and ties on. Like,
I remember
I
you
was
telling me
going
the
to a
story.
phase with my brother. Yeah.
You're so formal.
I think you mentioned this on one of the episodes. Didn't you?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that I forgot why, but me and my brother in the shirt and tie, you have to understand, I'm so not the shirt and tie guy. I'm always like the black heavy metal t-shirt, comic book heroes t-shirt. You know, I wear my bondage shorts.
Yo, what I didn't get about the shirt and tie thing is you're going to see George Carlin.
Right.
Yeah, well, you know,
Out of all the
anti-establishment guy.
Fun.
I don't know why. I think it was, I was just going through a phase with my brother. Or like you
Yeah,
wore.
man, everybody has their phases.
Yeah, I thought I was going to help me get laid, and it didn't.
It's amazing how those phases make you believe so much.
So much hope.
I'm going to put on this cologne. And this cologne's going to
Axe
make me
cologne.
get pussy.
Saw that Axe commercial.
And, oh my god.
Yeah, I had a phase once where I decided it'd be a good idea to turn my head into a snow cone, had it 4 different colors at once, never doing it
Oh,
again.
it's like that guy with the John 3:16. You know what I'm talking about? They call him Rainbow Head or something like that. He was famous for going to like baseball games, and he would wear like a rainbow wig, and he would carry the sign that said John 3:16.
Really?
Yeah.
What baseball game? Like,
I forgot it. No, he was like a guy, and he purposely always used to get seats like behind the batter's box.
oh, okay.
And he always used to wear a rainbow wig and stick out with the crowd. He would carry a sign that says John 3:16, from the Bible.
Yeah.
And
Always spreading the word
So
with a rainbow
should have walked
wig.
around with the John 3:16 sign.
Yeah, I've never heard of that guy. Is that a New York thing? Or?
No, I think it was. I don't think it was New York, but it was like Major League Baseball. Once again, I'm at a disadvantage because I'm older than both you and Kristen. So I'm an old man.
You're an old man.
Because Kristen has her iPad with her.
gonna
Look
look
up
up-
like Rainbow Head or something like that, or Rainbow Wig or something. Or
It's
Rainbow
gonna give
Wig
me like
316.
Rainbow Clothing Store comes up.
Now, for anybody,
16.
because we're doing this cool cross promotion thing. I have to say, the other day I listened to your episode,
Roland Stewart.
the Lamey Stone. Like, it's supposed to be like the Blarney Stone.
Oh yeah.
Now, because for people who don't know, you're pretty much every episode you work Lane into the name.
Yeah.
And it was the episode you did, I guess, right around St. Patrick's Day, supposed to be like the Blarney Stone. And it was just you and, oh shit, I forgot the name of the other guy.
Real nice.
You
Chris.
Dwight?
I think it might have been Dwight. It's like
Well,
you guys
usually
said you were the originators.
Was it just a one-on-one? Because if it was a one-on-one pod, they're always just me and Dwight.
Yeah, and I do have to say, if you forgive me for saying, if anybody wants to jump into your podcast, I would definitely say check out that one. Only because, like, dude, you're fucking funny, and you do some great voices, and like I think that show really showcases like how funny you are. Because I was literally, because most of the podcasts are entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but that one had me pissing on myself. I have to honestly admit. So I'm just throwing that recommendation out there. I mean, because I'm doing the opposite from you. I'm actually listening to your episodes backwards. Like I'm listening to the most recent one and working back. So
to kind of hear what we're talking about, and then going to like the commentary on it, basically.
Yeah, because in my opinion, like whenever I get up on a new podcast, I always listen reverse because you get to see, you kind of really, in my opinion, you catch the progress a little bit more. And like I said, that particular episode, and I guess it was just you and Dwight. I was fucking pissing myself, man, because
was that the St. Patrick's Day one? Is that what you said?
The Lamey Stone.
The Lamey Stone.
And because you do voices, I know you're obviously a big fan of South Park because you always kind of do like South Park type voices.
Yeah, South Park. Well, South Park to me was more intriguing during the early seasons.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I enjoy certain episodes with the whole recent events thing, the current events motif, but they tend to get old.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think what they're doing now is, now that they got this Book of Mormon thing going on, and
yeah,
I think they're purposely trying to shoot themselves in the foot. I think I think what I'm saying. I think they're purposely sabotaging themselves. So like Comedy Central will let them go so they can
just give up on us.
Yeah, because they're doing brilliant.
Really?
I mean,
you
think it's really good.
You think the Book of Mormon's going to kill them?
Well, I think
That
they're
place is
purposely.
amazing.
No. I don't. No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that the Book of Mormon is getting them like such a crossover audience that they don't need South Park anymore.
Oh, you mean it's kind of like their gateway out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing South Park for how many years now?
I don't know. It's been such a long time.
South Park has had to be since it wasn't 95, but it was
probably around that time.
95?
Well, she's gonna look because I remember the movie was 99. Because I remember seeing the movie. I saw the movie back, and I was in 99. Is back when I lived in Philadelphia.
I remember just being a young little thing, and that came out, and everybody was like so offended.
And the movie was so good. Now the funny thing is, when we saw the
97.
movie, 97. Holy shit! Yeah, so was that 15 years? Yeah,
It's been on a long time.
I'm only 24. That makes me feel old. I was 9.
And see, like I remember, like when I saw the movie at the time, I was living in Philadelphia. I was, me and my buddy were roommates, and I used to work nights. I worked in a prison out there, and during the day I was bored. I was single, so I went to go see the matinee. I saw the South Park movie.
Oh, okay.
And I came home, and I told my roommate, I saw it by myself. I'm like, dude, we have to go see this movie. You have to go see South Park the movie with me. So we went the next day. And then the funny thing is, then the week. Oh, take a shot. I said the funny thing is. Then Saturday came around, and I drove back to New York City with my friends to visit my other friends, and I'm like, dude, we have to go see South Park. So I saw it like 3 times in 1 week, and it's not like I'm this super diehard South Park fan, but the movie was so fucking. At the time, it was so.
What was the one when they had like the A-Team, or what was it called? The little like puppet things.
Oh,
that they did.
Team America.
Team America.
No, you're talking about Team America?
That movie. That was South Park,
Oh,
right?
yeah. That movie's amazing.
That was hysterical. AIDS!
Like, I think South Park's funnier, but the beat alone of that movie is just freaking crazy.
Yeah. And the original, they were going to do The Day After Tomorrow.
Okay.
Shot for shot, scene for scene, but with puppets.
Yeah.
Like, they just wanted to say fuck you to the movie. Yeah, they just wanted to say fuck you to the movie industry and do a remake of a movie that just came out, but with puppets. And then I think, but that was like the original concept, and then someone said, no, you got to do something original.
Well, I prefer the idea they took it because I didn't like the regular day after tomorrow. I didn't want to see it. Puppets.
But it would just been so odd.
Right.
Wait, that Affleck isn't day after tomorrow. That I don't want to sound like an apple.
And, yeah, so I lost my train of thought.
I did find that rainbow guy.
Oh, yeah, sure. She found it.
He was famous in like the 70s and 80s.
So that shows you how old I am.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, this guy.
But yeah, he would go to all events, baseball, football.
In 2016, isn't that? What, I forgot what that scripture is. Is that something like? Is that do unto others or?
No, it's like I think it's like Jesus. My cat disco background is going to kick up. I think it's like, and he sent his son Jesus to earth to be the savior or something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Or Chris would
There's only a few really well-known Bible verses.
Yeah.
I guess we could look it up.
And I will strike down upon thee with great anger. It's furious. We always fuck that line up. And you will know that my name is the law. No.
Would you? You're gonna ruin our Christian viewers. Yeah.
I'm gonna get Samuel L. Jackson to announce this show. To be the announcer.
Oh man, that'd be freaking awesome.
Well,
the most famous Bible verse, just so you know.
Oh, the most. Well, do you know that guy? He's dead now. His name is Dan LaFontaine. He was a famous voice announcer. He's the guy's like, in a world where a cop plays.
Oh yeah. Is he the trailer guy?
Yeah, the trailer guy.
The trailer guy.
Somebody years ago. I mean, he's dead now, but someone like just emailed him and said, could you do an announcement for like my show? For my, I think it was like in the early days of podcasts. So let me tell you, I've been reaching out to like real celebrities to see if I could get people to do voices. Like I reached out to the real guy, Peter Cullen, the guy who really did the voice for Optimus Prime.
Oh, really? You
How fucking awesome would that be? I know I haven't, but yeah, go. Well, but what it is, I have a guy who does a Peter Cullen impersonation to do. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I found it on Fiverr. It's that guy Tom's the Voice is his name on Fiverr. But go on, I'm sorry.
Is that off that? Did you find him on that Fiverr site you go to?
Yeah, Fiverr. Fiverr, 2 R's. And
I checked it out once.
Yeah, he's done Optimus Prime for me. He's done the Joker, and he's done Darth Vader, which I think the episode that just came out today was the one with Darth Vader. And we gave you a shout, just to let you know, the show that we talk about you in 5 minutes into the show is going to be out on Thursday. But we did shout you out in today's show.
I heard that. I listened to the episode. Thank you for that, by the way.
But now we gotta redo. We gotta do another promotion and do it right with the hyphen and make sure we get the name right.
I put a link. I put a link to the podcast right in the description of the episode, also. So,
cover our asses.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Thank you for. I'm glad you guys were down. You guys are down to do this. I mean, we're trying to find things to promote with, but.
Yeah, we're all we're the little guys now.
Right.
This is like
in a huge pond.
When George Lucas and Steven Spielberg met each other when they were just
That's who you're comparing us to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking famous one day.
Oh yeah, you have to think like that. If you don't think like him, you ain't gonna go nowhere. So the confidence move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More power.
And then you have it on record saying, I remember when fucking Chris used to be friends with us.
Right, yeah.
He doesn't
remember
fucking
Chris?
answer our phone calls anymore.
Yeah, remember Chris? I remember him.
Oh no, I'm gonna be, if it's not for writing or podcasting or directing or something, I'm gonna be fucking.
We could do something crazy, like jump off a building.
Yeah, I can't sell my book for nothing. Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to climb a clock tower or something?
You could be the guy that does something stupid.
People want to buy my book, so at least they could always go back. They could always go back and go, he gave the warnings during the podcast.
Yeah. The warning signs were all there.
We should have stopped them then.
They were all there.
And look,
the trouble, I would actually like to. I'm gonna look into buying your book shit pretty quick. I want to, but
you don't have to. I mean,
Well, I want to read it because it sounds intriguing, and they pumped it real good on Smodcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get a lot of positive feedback, but it's from people I know, and I don't know if they're being nice to me or not.
Yeah, I mean, the shitty thing about advertising is it's so expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to, do, and, especially for you, writing a book, holy crap, dude. I've only, thought about things like that.
Right. I'm with you on that. I'm like, I can't sit down and write a book. I would love to,
and not
but...
to toot my own horn, I actually wrote 2 books, but the second one is... the second one I just haven't published yet. But, it's just, you put it out there, and then, and I swear to God, I mean, just like the other day, I got another rejection letter. Like, I keep sending it out, and I do have that ad from Kevin Smith, and I attached that to the email. And there's this book called The Writer's Market, and it's basically a list of the industry's agents and publishers and stuff like that. So I take the email addresses down. I even just to cover my bases, I even write to people that aren't like who my demographic would be.
Right.
Like I to like feminist authors and children authors.
Everyone.
And all I'm getting is fucking rejection letters, and it's killing me. I'm like, don't you know I'm fucking famous? You guys are gonna regret this shit. And I'm famous.
Keep getting rejected. It'll come though.
Look at that chick, J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter chick. What, she got rejected 50 times or 100 times or something like that. So
same thing with that the new one, 50 Shades of Grey. Her.
Yeah, those people get rejected all the time. So I'm keeping a positive attitude, and that's what basically the podcast is kind of like an infomercial for my book. Like, oh, he's funny. Let me buy his book.
Yeah, podcast, I mean, you mentioned that podcasting is your therapy.
Yeah.
I totally can get behind that. I mean, we all have our issues, but podcasting really helps just release any kind of sensitive anger you have toward anything, really.
Yeah.
It's just an excellent outlet to, let shit go.
Oh, yeah. And have no consequences.
Yeah, I know, for now.
For now, yeah.
See, that's the crappy thing. You can say what you want, but then when you get famous, that's when it becomes the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
You get so used to saying whatever you want.
Yeah, that damn political correctness crap.
And like you have your band, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, you can, you promote your band and it gives people it gives people another look, and it's beyond just the guy who plays the guitar well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I do promote my band to an extent. Facebook is about the only promotion I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would be stoked if there was like a Tenacious D podcast, you know?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Absolutely.
And quite frankly, nowadays comedians are doing podcasts because it sells out their shows.
Yeah.
Because doing a podcast, it's totally free. It's on the internet. It's right there for you. Enjoy it. And then, it's promoting, when they go do shows, when they play fucking Podunk, Missouri and shit like that, the rooms sell out because they have people on the internet already know what kind of comedy they're in for.
It's free advertising, and it's awesome advertising because...
And then plus you're entertaining. At least I strive to be entertaining, At
least we think we're entertaining.
Yeah. If you got it flying, especially with those guys, honestly, podcasting, they use it to promote their shows, but that's really the next step for them. Stand-up shows are still going, I suppose, now, but 10 years, where's it really going to be?
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be online.
Yeah, the music industry's dying.
It's all about CGI bullcrap, and movies are disappointing. they need to stick to the stage of this. It's really what we really need to stay rad.
It's democratizing entertainment. I hate to sound all political and shit, but nowadays with now that they got cheaper technology and someone can make a movie on their MacBook. There's people out there that they have. There's people there you could do special effects, kind of like I forgot. I think there's a movie called Monsters or something like that. Where it's a guy who literally did it on his MacBook,
and he was at home and he just sat there and did it.
And it was from the point of view of someone holding a home video camera, but their town is being attacked by giant monsters, and it's because of that technology that because maybe it's just my ego. I think I'm funnier than a lot of fucking people on TV. I don't know.
I agree with you. I
Honestly,
think I'm
that
funnier.
could be, I agree. Like, you two together, you guys are hilarious to me.
Thanks.
I can't help but laugh out loud at work sometimes.
Boost our ego up.
And it's like silence broken by a ear-splitting laugh. I work nights at a hotel, so as you can imagine, it gets awkward for some guests when they're just round in the corner of the lobby.
Just
Oh,
love
so that's
life.
what you do at nights, because I know you said you work nights, but I didn't know, because your friends always talking about working security, so that's what I thought you were doing.
Oh, no, like, that was just a one-time thing. Yeah, I've been working nights at a hotel here and at a Best Western in Red Bluff for 5 years now.
5 years? And I feel bad now, because, I mean, you should be, this is your sleeping time, isn't it? Would you be in bed at this time?
Oh, I'm off work today, man. This is my...
Okay.
I'm so glad you decided to do this on a Tuesday.
Well, and let me tell you, trust me, enjoy these years where you can get 2-3 hours of sleep and still be good. 'Cause that shit ends real quick, and about by the time you hit about 30, that shit dies real fast. I remember those days of 23, 24, where like you would get 3 hours of sleep, man.
And you would be good.
and be
Yeah.
good, you know.
I need like 12 hours of sleep
Oh,
now, and I'm
no,
only
I-
26.
I'll be 35 in about 2 weeks. Enjoy those times where you could get 2-3 hours of sleep and still be
Feel
good
good.
and party and be yourself, because now shit. I come home and I kiss my bed, like, you know. I love my bed so
Yeah.
much.
Just go and die. Yeah, I mean, honestly, those 3-hour days, I get them occasionally, but most of the time, if I only get like 3-4 hours of sleep before work, I'm dying by like 5.
Right.
Oh man, my head I almost fall out of the office chair. I was caught by my bosses one time, passed out of bed.
Well, I used to work in a prison, and the funny thing is, I've fallen asleep in the prison. That's
Not
probably
good.
the worst place to
It's
fall
not
asleep. You know, especially where I was working in a medium security facility where, like, you know, it's not like the inmates are behind the bars. They're actually, like, walking around you. But that's why they love me the most, because I was,
Sleeping on the
yeah,
job.
I'm sleeping. They can get their hustle on. Officer Cologne knocks the fuck out. So,
How do you sleep in a prison? To me, it just seems like that'd be scary as hell.
yeah, well, you know what it is you get lulled into unfortunately I got lulled into like a false sense of security or whatever. You know, because you know, honestly, prison, it isn't like, people always ask me the same questions.
It isn't like Oz.
It isn't like Oz. And
Damn.
that's the first question. Everyone goes, when I say people as a correction officer, the first question is it like Oz? Now, that's the good thing.
Right.
Because when someone asks me that question, that means they don't know about jail.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, no, it's not like, because shit, if it was like Oz, I would have quit a long time ago.
See ya.
But then the other one is when you say you're a correction officer, then the person like rattles off, oh, do you work in Sing Sing, Bayview, Arthur Kill,
Attica.
you know, those people are people who've been to jail or have a family member in jail.
Right, and you're like sketchy around them.
You're a CEO. What's up, Mr. Cologne?
Mr. Cologne.
So that when I used to tell people I was a correction officer, that's a quick gauge on who the fuck I'm dealing with. You know?
Well, it's good to be able to have a quick gauge like that, because you really don't want to stick around to get to know them.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
See
when
ya.
they know too much, you're like, okay, I got to keep moving.
Yeah,
But working at a hotel at night, you gotta have some out there stories. You know, you gotta have. Come on, you ever like, you know,
Some rock and roll stories.
No.
go in a leash?
5 years that I've worked there, Red Bluff, like I said, the place is a one-horse town. It's pretty quiet most of the time. The only weird story I can think of off the top of my head, let's see, I had a guest one time that was calling me, probably called me like 5 times within an hour. I had gone up there a couple times to knock on the door of this pumping like upset for some crap over basic bullshit. But I go and knock on the door and the guy doesn't answer. I went up there like 4 times in an hour and eventually got the cops. So I go up there with the cops, and this dude, we open the door, and this room, it's completely dark except for this red light bulb in the corner. And you just see this guy come out, and he's like hiding behind the door.
Oh, you must be
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, man, but I never went in there to find out. The cops told me they would take care of it from there, and they didn't let me know anything, so. Kind of a bummer.
I don't like the whole
Unfortunately,
thing.
it's kind of a bummer story.
Because I would just think, just outlandish stories, like, dude,
Who knows? Yeah.
and we walked into the hallway and there was a fucking goat on the leash. There's plates of food thrown up against the wall.
I wish stuff like that would happen once in a while. It would add a little flavor to the night.
Well, I mean, I guess, I'm breaking guy code here and not supposed to talk about, like, bachelor parties, but I've been, there was one bachelor party where, and it's okay now because my friend's divorced. We basically got, they were dancers, but they were basically hookers, you know what I'm saying? They danced the first part of the night, and then, when all of a sudden
They earn their
done
money.
dancing, then you could fuck them. For money, not like fuck them for free. And, so, it was my friend's bachelor party, and the stripper thought it would be cute to say, oh, let me ride you like a horse. Like, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking with him. So she makes him, get onto all fours, and she's riding on his back. And this is the guy that's going to get married.
Yeah.
So this chick, now my boy's getting tired of it. He's like, fuck this shit. And he bucks her off like a horse bucks a person off. She flies forward. Her hooker heel goes right in between the knuckles between, like, his middle finger and his ring finger. Like, her heel, her pointy heel, and it actually, like, pierced the skin.
Her hooker heel.
Her hooker heel goes, like, through his hand. Now, mind you, we're all drunk. We're having a good time.
Suddenly there's
he's
blood.
He should have went to the emergency room. He didn't, and there's fucking blood all over the carpet.
Oh, my God.
Then he takes the hotel towel, wraps his hand in it. That's covered in blood. 'Cause he was
Oh, my
bleeding
God.
heavily. And plus, he was drinking, so he
Yeah.
was probably bleeding a lot more than he should have.
Her hooker heel.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is, I mean, he wasn't married the next day, but like he went to
Was it his
wedding.
left hand, too?
I think it was his left hand. Yeah,
Oh.
so he went to his wedding with like this bandage on his hand from the hooker at the bachelor party.
For being a whore.
From a whore, from being a horse, being a horse to a whore.
Yeah, right.
Freaking-
The hooker heel.
See, like,
And I-
honestly, I've been to weddings. I haven't actually had the chance to be old enough to go to a bachelor party yet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, I
Make
want
you be
to
a
very
horse.
much so, man. Very much so.
No, I'm saying I got married and they got divorced, and that bitch took half my shit, and fuck that. But go on, don't let me discourage you.
Yeah. But don't worry. Love's out there.
The bachelor party, huh?
The best advice I'm going to tell you: buy your house now. Buy your house now. Get it established. Then find somebody to marry. Then
That's
get
not
everything
bad
in your
advice.
name first, and then
Oh, you
Then
got to
find
fix
the
everything
one.
when it's done?
yeah, then get and if like
Did you share the house? Did you have it in both your names?
I bought it after we got married.
Oh, okay.
Now, mind you, she didn't put one fucking dime in the
Right.
house. But when I got divorced, she had to get half,
Yeah.
which in this market means nothing. She got half a zero, but I'm in incredible debt, and
Right.
Hey, you got your daughter, though, right?
yeah, I got my daughter. Well, my daughter's from a relationship after my wife. But yeah, I got my daughter now, and I love her to death. And it is. Things had to play themselves out. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with two useless women. But at least I got my daughter.
Is New York one of those states, as far as custody battles go, that are all for the mom?
Well, actually, the funny thing is we got married in Vegas. So technically, our marriage certificate was from Nevada. Me and my ex-wife, when we were together, we actually lived in Jersey, and we got divorced in Jersey. But the funny thing is, both me and my wife are originally from New York. So it is like we're all over.
You're all over the place.
That's why I'm like fuck that shit, because the court's in New Jersey, and I don't ever plan to go back to Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, the best advice I could give you right now, and hopefully you'll never have to go, oh right, oh shit, Chris was right. Get your house now, get your shit now, then get married. And if the girl hits you with that line, oh, you don't love me, say, look, you got to say, you love me today, you'll love me tomorrow,
Yeah.
you'll love me 10 years from now.
You're like, well, Chris told me.
Well, then again, leave me alone. I'm bitter and jaded, so.
You can have an advice column, Chris.
Advice is my
His
name of
bitter
the column is
advice.
Don'tGetMarried.com.
Don't get married.com.
What was the other bachelor party story?
Oh, God.
I'm trying to think of the other one we had in the hotel.
Do they all end with blood?
Well, no.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Well, it wasn't, okay, this one didn't necessarily end in blood, but I was at this other bachelor party in the hotel, and these guys thought it was fucking Ultimate Fighting Championship all over again. And they're slamming each other through the room, breaking the...
Guys love doing that, just
the
smashing.
And, if I'm going to a bachelor party, I don't understand why guys do that violent shit.
Yeah.
I want to get drunk and enjoy myself.
Have a good time.
And at that particular party, we didn't have strippers or hookers or anything like that. But, these guys, I guess they got drunk and, like I said, they decided it was fucking... And these particularly two guys were guys who were, big fans of Ultimate Fighting.
Okay.
And, they take the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all this shit.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, dude, relax. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to, I don't know.
Was there blood at that party, then?
There wasn't blood, but they're throwing each other into the lamps.
Yeah.
They totally destroyed every lamp in that room.
Like a rock star.
Was broken or and thank goodness I wasn't, my room, thank goodness I was staying in another room. I'm not
under your name.
But these guys thought it was the fucking octagon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, once the full-grown dudes start tossing each other around, they'll shit face. You gotta get out of there before you become a successor.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get that. When I get drunk, I just want to
go for the
mellow out and chill. I mean, if anything, when I get drunk, I'm more lovey-dovey. I'll hug a fucking stranger. I love you, man. But
some guys love it. I remember in college, the guys that played rugby, they had an octagon in their bed. They made their own octagon. And whenever they got drunk, they always like, I'm taking it to the octagon. And they would all go out there. That was the thing. And I was like, really? This is what we do? One kid broke his ankle from the octagon.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and then he had to go to the hospital and he ruined the whole night.
I don't get that.
See, I like getting drunk, and I like messing around once in a while, but no way.
Yeah, but
UFC fighting is not that's just putting together drinking and driving. You just don't do it.
Right. It's going to ruin the night if somebody gets there.
And as everybody's into this, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all this shit, and I'm like, and it's all fine and good, I understand the discipline, but,
So use it on your friends at a drunken night.
I mean, maybe it's because I come from New York City, if a guy has a gun, that's it. No fucking, no chop sock. You watch so many fucking movies, you think you're gonna, it may be good.
You're gonna outrun the bullet.
If you are a drunken brawl with the guy in a bar, fine. But I mean, if you're in the street and the guy has a weapon,
what are you gonna do?
Like that? Come on, I don't know.
They win.
Yeah, I mean, common sense has to win somewhere along the way in that situation. If it doesn't, then I bet you were in a load of trouble that night.
Right.
So I thought you'd have stories like
your bachelor party stories, like that happening there.
All right, no puddles of blood and broken lamps.
No hookers and.
It's not fun unless you got a hooker.
True. Stripper /
hooker.
hooker.
I was thinking that you go to a bachelor party and just get a lap dance, not a leg bar. I mean, ridiculous.
That was
made him be a horse. Then he bucked her off.
Yeah, you're going to be a
awesome.
horse. What? That's not sexy to me at
I know.
all. You're going to ride on my back? Fuck that. Maybe some weird thing if I ride on your back. But not even then. I don't... And then, like I said, my boy finally just said, fuck it, and
bucked her off. I like how he stayed in character, he bucked her off.
Yeah, at least he went along with the play for a little bit.
Right, yeah. You'd be like, well, I was a horse. Sorry.
Yeah.
Piercing his
Let's just hope the hooker was okay after it all. I mean, no hookers were harmed in the making of this party.
You're right.
Oh, boy. Well, the funny thing is, honestly, bro, Go on.
No, go ahead and continue what you're saying really quick.
No, I thought this was going to be a 5-minute phone call. We're actually rounding the 56-minute.
For real? Wow.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. According to my recording, it's been 56 minutes.
Yeah, I'm afraid to look at the timing on my phone because I don't want my phone to cut out. This thing's lame as hell. So, I'm glad it's gone. I was hoping it was going to be like this.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
I was
just
looking forward to
5
actually
minutes.
talking to you guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, now, I'll be honest with you, it's a little computery sounding on my end, and I'm going to try my best to fix that. But I think we catch pretty much what everyone's saying.
It's our first time testing it out.
Kristen sounds like a computer every now and then. I sound like a computer. Then
It's whack.
But I'm going to do what I can to try to edit it to make everything sound better. I don't care if this takes all the space on my hard drive. I'll get it to sound right. And I got like 2 weeks
we
to
do
get it
the
up.
same thing. If you don't edit it down, then some episodes are just going to sound like you've been standing in a room together for 15 minutes saying nothing.
Yeah.
I hate editing because it's a long process, but sometimes it's just necessary.
Yeah, because there are some episodes, because since you have so many guys on your show, there's like 50 things going on, and like you got to tell your buddies, look, if you're gonna have a side conversation, like
Get away from the microphone.
yeah, get away, because like you'll hear 2 guys talking, but then there'll be 3 other guys in the background saying like, hey, what you doing?
Yeah,
Go outside, have a smoke.
The episode, either me or Kev, but we both get crazy stoned before we do the podcast, so it's a little harder to pay attention to both.
Right. It's
Not to mention, on
hysterical.
top of that, we do the podcast Saturday morning, so on top of that, I'm half asleep anyway, so.
Right.
That's awesome.
It's hysterical.
Usually it takes about an energy drink and a half, and I have to, chug them to get them to kick me into overdrive long enough to do a podcast.
So you take the energy drink, then you do a little 420.
Yeah, right? A nice even level.
Actually, I get smoke pot first, because otherwise it's just going to cancel it out.
All right, Cordero, it was fucking awesome talking
Yeah.
to you, brother. And like I said, we're literally at the 59-minute mark. And we haven't even done like an intro. I just said the original idea was, okay, we'll record the call, then do the rest of the episode, and basically this whole phone call.
This was the episode.
And it's pretty fucking awesome.
Well, I'm glad we had the opportunity to talk, guys.
Yeah,
We'll have to do it again sometime, definitely.
Because once I get this, I definitely want to maybe try it again after I get the 8 gigs and I get it installed, and hopefully it doesn't cause problems. Because I think it's the 2 gigs which makes some of the episodes sound like it sounds like an echo.
Yeah, is that what that was in the last one?
Yeah.
We're trying to fix it.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is I actually fixed it in one episode, and then I forgot to fix it in, like, the latest episode, so I was like, it's all over the place, but,
We're still getting the hang of it.
We're not famous yet.
Yeah.
So,
And it's all about fine-tuning while you go.
Yeah.
yeah, and so people will go, like, man, I remember the old episodes, and it was all freaking echoey and stuff like that. So, once again, if you want to tell the audience how to reach you guys, or I'll let you do it, so you know better than me.
Okay, well, you can find us on Podbean. That's the host site for our podcast. The URL for that is Living Lane, no apostrophe or hyphen, .podbean.com. You can also find and subscribe to us on iTunes, as well as find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Living Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing
And
I
you're
would
also on
suggest for you
Stitcher.
guys. Oh, yeah, it's on Twitter. You can find us at Living Lane, to capitalize Living and Lane.
And you said you wanted to tell us about something?
Oh, yeah. Like, one suggestion I would make, you guys should make a Facebook page. You can. I don't know about your guys' host sites in particular, but you can make it so you can put apps on a page, so that every time you post a new episode, it'll post on your Facebook page.
Yeah, I do it to my own personal page and stuff like that. I just haven't gotten around to it because, part of the podcast is, I sell stuff on eBay. I'm promoting the
I
show.
could definitely do one. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because honestly, dude, like, I'm not even working right now, and this podcast has become like a job for me. Like, and I'm not complaining. I love doing
Yeah.
it. But,
I know exactly what you're
selling
talking
stuff,
about.
Yeah, selling stuff on eBay,
didn't think of
recording,
that.
editing, getting
Right.
stuff ready to
You don't
publish
realize how
episodes.
much work goes into
Yeah,
it,
it's a
so
lot
you
of
do
fucking
it.
work. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a labor of love, and I love it very much. And of course, I'm ready to sell out any second now. Stamps.com want to send us money. The Fleshlight, if they want to send us
The
money.
Fleshlight.
ThinkGeek.com, if they want to send us money.
We'll just name off a whole bunch of things.
I'll fucking sell fucking rat poison. I don't care. I'm ready to
Dude,
sell
you
out.
gotta
So
take what you get, man.
Right.
I will sell whatever.
Yeah.
I will sell arsenic tainted baby food.
Whatever
I don't
you
give a
need.
fuck. Just,
It's kind of sick.
I'm ready to
We gotta have some standards.
All right, so once again, thank you, Cordero, for
it was awesome.
joining us on this episode. You basically you're
a guinea pig for
three strangers.
Yeah, three strangers. Yeah.
And it was
Thanks for having me, guys. I actually really enjoyed this. I want to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. And like I said, seriously, if you ever decide to come to New York City, I mean, I can't give you a place to stay because, I mean, I'm up in Rochester right now. But seriously, if you ever like in New York City, I'll show you the real New York City. None of that touristy bullshit. And trust me, save some money. Stay in a hotel in Jersey. You're 15 miles away from New York City. These people who pay $400 a night for hotel rooms are ridiculous. Stay in Jersey, drive into the city. And if you're ever in New York City, I swear to God, I'll come down, take it to my mom's house, get you some food. I'll take it to some fine-ass Dominican restaurants. You know what I'm saying? I know you're Mexican, but I'll show you. There's my favorite place called Cibao's, which is the best Dominican food on the fucking face of the earth. But like I said, if you ever come to New York City, and trust me, bro, if I ever hit the West Coast, because like I said, I do have a friend, she lives just outside Oakland. Like I said, she lives in San Francisco, but from what I understand, she says it's right across the bridge from Oakland.
Where she gets all her business.
Yeah,
right.
If I ever head out there, she'd be one of the people I visit, and I'd definitely give you guys a shout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, you should totally do that. Honestly, oh man, next time we do this, after you get your RAM, you should look into a webcam. We should try and Skype people.
That'd be interesting.
That way we'd be able to chat and play off each other's reactions and stuff.
Yeah, well, actually, there's a webcam built into my MacBook. Now that I think about it.
I have the same thing on my laptop.
Yeah, I got to try out the Skype, but then again, I don't know how reliable my Wi-Fi is. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I just don't want to, it wouldn't be because I'm across the house from where my Wi-Fi is, so I don't know how it is.
Oh, really?
I stream Netflix on my PS3, which goes pretty decent. So
we could try it. Yeah.
Maybe it'll work.
We're always trying new things.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. All right, brother.
Oh, and one more suggestion I would have. Sorry, one more, and then you guys can go. I'm sorry for holding you up. You're the talker, Chris.
Oh, yeah, we know.
You can carry an episode by yourself, no problem.
Oh, yeah, I just love
I want to hear Christian's backstory in an episode sometime.
All right, yeah, we'll do it.
I've only once so far, so I don't know exactly if you've done it yet, and I just haven't heard it, but come on, Kristen, let's hear more from you.
You're right. I got to talk over Chris.
I beg her to talk. I say, please talk. She goes, no, you can talk. You got it. So I'm going to go
Chris is good.
Kristen, you cannot be quiet.
All right.
Thanks.
You've given me the confidence now.
I'm gonna get a notepad and I'm gonna mark and I'm gonna give myself like a 50-word limit.
Yeah.
Like the Eddie Murphy movie, 1,000 words. I'm gonna shut up and just like.
No, Chris is a talker. He's good though. He's good at yeah. And it'll be like dead air, and I'll be like, Chris, say something. I'm working on it. We'll try it. Thanks, though, brother. This was awesome.
So, all right, brother.
Thanks for having me on.
To see you.
Yeah, no, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised
we went a whole hour. You haven't said hella yet.
Now he's got to say it.
Yeah, I don't just laugh. I'm avoiding that. I was avoiding that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, for the people who listen to Living Lane,
so I could think about it.
That's a drinking game. Anyone who listens to the show, every time they hear hella, they got to take a shot.
Oh, yeah. Just that last episode alone, they're going to get shit-faced.
Nice.
All right, brother. It was nice talking to you, man.
Good talking to you guys, too. Thanks for having me on.
All right, take care, brother.
We'll definitely return the favor sometime. Take care.
Awesome. Bye.
Definitely, brother. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Living on the fast track, knowing you can't go back. Things are going by so fast, you don't know what we're on. Thinking about her, hey man, don't go there. You're gonna drown if you don't come up for air. Don't you wanna move on? Get out of this rut. Just kick a memory to the curb and let shake it off. Let's put a motel to chase, so let me tell you what. Don't get down, the world still moves round. There's way more fish in the sea. She don't care how you feel. Hey man, take it from me. And there's a way that you can change how she feels for you. So take some time to wind down, pop a top and have a brew. I hate to tell you life ain't fair, but that's the crappy truth. Don't let people get in the way of you being you. Round and there's way more fish in the sea. She don't care how you feel. Hey man, take it from me. And say there's a way that you can change how she feels for you. So take some time to wind down, pop a top and have a brew. Yeah, there's a way that you can change how she feels for you. So take some time to wind down, pop a top and have a brew.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double
it?
Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
but it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest
too.
with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on!
I
I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know, you're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I
and
will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.